Hi, welcome to today's video. My name is Paul. So this week you're going to see me doing a little bit of soft pastel painting, landscape painting. You can see a couple of examples on screen of recent or recent-ish paintings, small paintings. The pastels that I use are by the German company Schminke. The paper that I'm using is also a German company, Hahnemühle. This is a grey toned paper. I think they call it something like the grey pad or something like that. It's just a little sketchbook or drawing book. It has this sort of slightly bluish grey toned paper. And as you'll see in a second or two when I show the process of creating these sort of little paintings, the paper that I'm using is very small. It's A5 size. So this video, okay, I'm doing soft pastels, but really the idea I want to talk about is applicable to any art medium that allows you to use color. So watercolor, oil paint, whatever it is. When a lot of people approach using color, maybe they don't have any overlying philosophy or idea about how they want to use color. Maybe they're just, I like this, I'll do that, I'll put a bit of this in, a bit of that. Some people will try to have a more systematic approach to using color, and they'll learn a little bit about color theory. But either way, a lot of people end up producing stuff that, relies heavily on naturalistic or realistic representational use of color. So blue sky, green grass, etc. In this little video, I just wanted to remind people that that's not the only way you can use color. You can step outside of the little box and you can use color in a more imaginative or symbolic, creative ways. If you think about some of the different art movements that have existed, so for example, Expressionism. The Expressionists use color to kind of push beyond the boundaries of reality and to explore what's going on inside your head, emotions and psychology and all the kind of things that they explored in art. And they were using color to push the viewer to examine that sort of thing. Again, it's not just representational use of color. Romantics, the Romantic movement, use color in a more symbolic way. They used it to create atmosphere within their paintings. It's something else to think about. Other art movements, and the way I use color mostly is more decorative. There is a bit of symbolism in there, and there is a bit of representation, a bit of reality as well. But there's also decorative use of color. You can think about the color wheel. It's one way of thinking about color. It's not a foolproof method, and it's not the only way of thinking about color, but it is one way. You can think about using complementary colors, colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. You can use analogous colors. These are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. You can create different color schemes that you can play around with and experiment with. But the use of color as purely decoration is also a valid use of color, I think. That's one of the uses of art. Art doesn't always have to have deep meanings. Sometimes it's something nice to look at. That's fine as well. And that's very often the direction I go in with landscape paintings. So, very short video, but I just wanted to remind people that there's many ways that you can use color. You don't have to stick to just representational, naturalistic, realistic uses of color. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching and listening. Hopefully see you again in next week's video.